to take away the female general's military power and make her content as his empress. The emperor unexpectedly forced the female general to hand over the military token during court, giving it to a scheming woman with no combat experience. However, he didn't realize this move would make the female general completely lose faith in him. After the court session, the female general left the imperial city for good. She wanted the emperor to live in regret for the rest of his life. But at that moment, the emperor was unaware of her decision. The next morning, he even held a grand ceremony to crown her empress, thinking they could finally live together happily. But he soon realized he couldn't find her anywhere. It was only when a palace maid reported that the female general had left the imperial city the day before that the emperor finally felt regret. 6 years ago, when the emperor almost lost his life in the battle for the throne, it was the female general, his childhood friend, who led the army to defeat the second prince, making an irreplaceable contribution to securing his position as heir to the throne. To thank her, the emperor gave her 3 things that night: the military token symbolizing control of the army, a jade dragon plate representing the position of the grand general, and a sword that carried the punishment of heavenly law. He swore to treat her well and never betray her. A year after returning to the capital, the emperor ascended the throne smoothly, and the female general became his virtuous wife. Together, they quickly created a peaceful and prosperous era. But a year later, when the female general gave birth to the young prince, news came from the border that the second prince was making a comeback. Since the second prince was well known for his intelligence and martial arts, the female general was forced to make a painful decision: to personally go to the battlefield and wipe out the second prince's remnants. So, just after giving birth, she donned her armor and rushed to the battlefield. However, 5 years later, when she returned victorious and tried to embrace the son she had missed so much, he pushed her away with disdain. The emperor, instead of thanking her, accused her of wrongdoing, because the second prince had already sent a letter of surrender to the court. The female general insisted that the second prince was using surrender as a delaying tactic, but little did she know, the emperor was targeting her. No matter how much she explained, the emperor wouldn't believe her. He ordered her to kneel before the scheming woman, who read the imperial decree, stripping her of the title of grand general. The scheming woman also demanded that the female general hand over the jade dragon plate. The female general clearly remembered that the emperor had personally given her the plate, which not only symbolized her military position but also their love. But seeing how the emperor had changed after 5 years, the female general reluctantly handed over the jade dragon plate. At this moment, the emperor hypocritically comforted her, saying that it was all for the country and that she shouldn't blame him. Afterward, he took their son and left, completely forgetting that the female general had once told him, if he took back the 3 gifts he gave her, she would leave him forever. Back at the general's residence, her subordinates felt it was undeserved for the female general, who had worked so hard for the country, to receive such treatment. They begged her to lead them to kill the emperor. But the female general, still loyal to her past feelings for the emperor, refused to rebel. So, she went to see the Empress Dowager, who had always treated her well. The Empress Dowager, having heard about the female general's situation, immediately reassured her. No matter what the emperor decides, the position of empress will always be hers. Though the female general had no interest in becoming empress, she agreed to satisfy the Empress Dowager. But as she was leaving, the scheming woman made her move again. She pretended to greet the female general and then deliberately fell to the ground, knowing the emperor and the young prince were approaching. When the